What the fuck is up, my britches? If you're new here, hello, my name is Brittany and I am a Vieve stan. So they recently launched some new holiday stuff. Naturally, I picked up everything because I love almost everything that they do. So is anybody surprised? I'm sure you're not. I'm going to use a bunch of stuff today. I'm going to use some existing stuff, but mostly all the new things that I purchased. So if you guys like this video, or if you're a Vieve hoe like me, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that's cool too. Let's get started. So this is what the Skin Nova looks like. I would say it feels almost like a gel. It's gonna give you almost just like a hydrated radiance feel to the skin. It gives me that nice illumination to my skin, but there is now a gift set with that product. I know we've seen this one before. It's called the Globetrotter. That retails for $39. That has the Skin Nova, the Skin Dew, and also the Lip Dew. That I feel is the most probably popular. And then the one right next to it is the Vieve Glow Kit, which has just bigger sizes pretty much. The Globetrotter I feel is probably the best bang for your buck to at least try the brand. Let's move on to the Modern Radiance Cream Bronzer. So this is one of the newest products I haven't tried. I got the shade medium, which I feel like I should have got the next shade darker because I do the underpainting, but I'm also going to use the 117 foundation. So this is the shade medium. I swatched all of these on my Insta story last night, so some of you probably seen what these look like already. Oh shit. Okay, maybe I don't need the darker shade, so I'm just gonna throw this in my bronze area, a little higher than where I would put my contour. This is already giving me the NARS Laguna a little bit as far as the formula, just even touching it last night. I feel like this is a little bit more radiant though than the NARS. I feel like NARS leans a little bit more, I'm gonna say mattifying, but it's still creamy. Okay, I like this. It's working exactly like the NARS. I feel like this obviously leans a little bit more warm tone because it's technically a bronzer. So if you're anticipating it to be a contour shade, that's not gonna be it. But you see how it's pigmented, but it blends out really nicely. This is just like a type of product that I like. So I also picked up this little set right here, which I thought these were super cute. I wasn't gonna get these because I was like, no, I already got them. However, joke was on me because Jamie said in her little masterclass that I watched, this little set right here is Rosa. Rosa was now available in powder format. So this is a swatch of Rosa. You're not gonna see super heavy pigmentation when you apply it with your finger, but when you apply it, especially with a natural hair brush, they apply so nicely. This is my favorite product from Vieve, is the powder blushes. I wanted to focus mainly on this palette here because I feel like a lot of people were really interested in this. So this is the Dimension Face Palette, and I just love these. They're so cute. So this is what the little palette looks like. I have both of the other two right here. I would say this is my most used one. It doesn't look like it, but it is. I use this one so much because I like the bronzer shades, and they also substitute as almost like a blushy shade. So if you're wondering packaging, it's the exact same size. This just has that specialty packaging on the top. This is why I like this, because like the undertone of the blushes, you have 3 blushes and they're all completely different. I feel like these two are kind of in like the same color family a little bit, but then you get that bright pink. When you swatch them, you're like, okay, it's a blush. It's when you apply it on the face is where it comes through. I feel like Vieve highlighters are insanely underrated anyways. It's so pretty. It will accentuate a little bit of texture. I want to do this blush. Be careful. When you pick it up on your finger, it's not gonna be super intense, but when you apply it to your face, like these blushes don't fuck around. They're pigmented, they have a skin-like finish to them. They lean, I'm gonna say, a little bit more matte, but they have this gorgeous skin-like sheen to them, and that's what I love so much about them. And I feel like this would be a palette I would just like to mix a lot of these shades together, but I could still use them individually. So that is, I think that one is Blush Intense. Let me dust off my brush. I'm gonna use this one first. Do you see how pigmented? I feel like this shade and Rosa might be a little bit similar. So now I'd be like, okay, this isn't giving it to me. I want something that's a little bit more. This is where I would go in with the bright pink. Dust it off. You don't have to dust it off if you don't want to, but I would suggest it just because of how pigmented these will apply. It's got like that almost like Barbie pink vibe that is super trendy right now. I feel like you can see that sheen really nicely right there. I personally like this better. Now, let's take this highlight right here. I love this brush. It's so different than anything that I have in my collection. So that is the powder highlight in this new palette right here. I feel like this will give you an idea of what these are like, but I still feel like these are a little bit better. I don't know. There's just something about the blushes that I feel like are different. If I had to recommend a blush that is my most used, my absolute favorite. It's gonna be Cherub. It's like pink, but it's got a little bit of fuchsia. Super pretty. Piazza is super unique. This for fall, are you fucking kidding me? Maybe that's what I like so much about the individual ones. The shades are just so different. That was Sorbet. And then we have Malbec. This is the most recent one that I got, aside from Rosa, but another really beautiful fall blush. So let me take a little bit of Rosa and I'm just gonna dust this over the top of my nose. Why did I think that was a good idea? I feel like I'm seeing a lot of orange with that. In this treasure kit is the Rosa lip dew. It's almost like a Your Lips but better for me. The lip dew smells so fucking good though. It gives you a little bit of color. It's more sheer though, but it's so juicy and it smells delightful. Moving on. We have the Nova Glow Liquid Illuminator. We were speculating in new makeup releases a few weeks ago that this was going to be something that's reminiscent to Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Love the packaging. It's got a doe foot applicator. It's very similar to the concealer packaging. So if you're familiar with that, that's what to expect, except this is frosted. When I swatch it like this, I'm like, that looks so much like Hollywood Flawless Filter. When you blend it out, I feel like it has more of a highlighter effect. This is the shade Holy Chic. Yeah, I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury, it's so much more subtle. See how there's not really a bright shine? You definitely get more reflection with the Vieve. So right here we have the Hollywood Flawless Filter, and then right here is the Vieve. I see the filter effect way more with the Charlotte Tilbury. The Vieve has a little bit more, but I feel like you could probably still use it for a similar effect, but you could also enhance things that you don't want to because it has more of that reflect to it. So I'm gonna put it on the opposite side. I'm gonna put it over here. I already know this is gonna look beautiful. And then we'll just blend it out. Let me see if it disturbs anything. It's not separating, and it will dry down as well. It's not gonna give you that dewy wet finish like the Skin Dew. But when you blend it out, like, it's not super high shine. Like, I feel like I'm getting more of a reflect with the powder, which I wasn't expecting. I was kind of expecting this to give more. So this is actually more subtle than I thought. Okay, that's cute. I like the fact that it dries down because that's one thing about the Skin Dew. Like, I love the Skin Dew, but because it doesn't dry down and it has that like dewy, tacky feel to it, I feel like that's a turnoff for a lot of people, and I don't wear it as much because I don't want my hair to like stick to it or anything. Now I want to see what it looks like putting that powder on the top. So why not? More is more. And then this is with the powder on top. Yeah, I could get down with that. This is my good side, so I always like how this side looks better. Yeah, I expected that to be like as it's sitting on my skin, still looking beautiful. Oh yeah, makeup porn. Next we have the Modern Mascara. I'm not somebody that is super critical about mascaras because I'm gonna put lashes on anyways. It does feel like it might have a little bit more of a wet formula, which I don't usually like. And the reason I say that is because when I pull it out of the packaging, you know how usually you have like a shit ton of excess product at the top? It doesn't have that. It almost seems like the mascara wand is drier. It seems like the product is actually on the bristles and that's it, not super coated. So it made me think maybe it's just a thinner formula. I'm not really sure. But I look at this and I'm like, it's a mascara. It's got that traditional hourglass style wand. I do like that. It's not building up to be super spidery and clumpy. I feel like that's a lot of the time with mascaras, that when you let them sit, it's like they get better with time. It's like men, they get better with age. It's unfair. Getting my bottom lashes, I'm not getting it all over. See, I'm really liking this because I always feel like I get mascara on like the top of my lid or underneath my eye. But for how big this wand is, I'm really not getting it all over, and I feel like that's because it doesn't have so much product on it. It's got nice packaging. I really like it. It's a brand that I love. It's weighty. Like, this is good quality packaging, so naturally I'm here for it. And then I'm gonna move on to my lips because this one, I was so excited about these. These are the Satin Slip Lipstick. First of all, this packaging, I love it. It's so sleek, it's sophisticated, but look, ASMR moment. We love a magnetic closure over here. This is the shade Silk Sheets, and I already know I'm gonna love this. So it's gonna be something that you need to build up a bit more. This will be a lip product that I love because this is just what I like. I love a satin finish. It's something that you could just like apply without even looking. I'm all about this life. I think the shade is really pretty. It leans a little bit more, I'm gonna say brown, than I expected. Let me give you guys a swatch. See how different it looks on my lips versus a swatch? On my lips, I feel like it looks more nude, but on my hand, it looks more pink. So that's where, you know, your lip color does make a difference sometimes. Even if you're having to build it, It's so comfortable though. Now we have the lip dews. So this is the newest one, the shade Cherry. It looks very intimidating because it's dark. So this is what Cherry looks like. So cute. Not that I think that this really needed any more juice, but we're here, so we're doing it. Look how pretty that is though. Ooh. This lip with that cheek, that was it for the lip dew, a product I really love. I own them all. I feel like that alone speaks for itself. The 90s palette. She's beautiful, she's crazy. There's a guy that comes into my bar all the time. He's always like, one more for the boys. One more for the boys right here. Whatever Vieve launches, I'm gonna fucking buy it. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comment section of this video. I hope this was helpful, useful. I will have everything linked in the description box below if you're interested in purchasing anything. I would love that if you wanted to support my channel. And stay tuned for future videos. Turn on your post notifications so you're notified when I go live. And I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye!